April is Confederate Heritage Month, and yes, unfortunately, that is a real thing. And so, in order to remind neo-Confederates and Lost Cause ass clowns what their heritage is, the Sons of Liberty is executing a daily series throughout this entire month, commemorating anniversary events and honoring Southerners who remained loyal to the United States. If you're just coming across our content, make sure to follow the Sons of Liberty, as we'll be upsetting neo-Confederates and Lost Cause bigots all month long. On day 14 of Union Victory Month, just to piss off those Lost Cause fuckers, we honor William Dominick Matthews, one of the first black officers in the Union Army. This series is meant to commemorate Southerners who remained loyal to the United States, and normally we don't consider Maryland part of the South since it did not secede, but that was by a stroke of luck, and Maryland is still below the Mason-Dixon line. Also, Maryland was a slave-owning state until 1864. Besides, look at this dual-wielding badass. I mean, look at those goddamn hand cannons on his belt. Born free in Maryland to mixed-race parents, one of whom had been a slave, Matthews and escaped slaves served the U.S. in 1st Kansas Colored Volunteers against their native South. They defeated the Confederates, at the Battle of Island Mound, 29 October 1862. This skirmish was the first time a regiment of black troops saw combat in the Civil War and occurred 5 months before the famous 54th Infantry conflict at the Battle of Fort Wagner in South Carolina, as seen somewhat inaccurately in the movie Glory. The 1st Kansas Colored Infantry also fought at the Battle of Poison Springs, which we'll cover as a special post on the 18th of this month. Write that down. Matthews was one of 3 black artillery officers in the entire Union Army. Now, if you've watched some of the Sons of Liberty live stream content, whenever anyone gets me spun up about our anti-celebration of Confederate Heritage Month, I mention how angry neo-Confederates flock to our comments on social media. There's a specific incident that I cite where a guy got into the comments and said this was fake news, a total lie because the racist Union hated black people and would never allow them to be officers. And there's no controversy at all as to Matthews' existence or his service. The records are explicitly clear and available online. Further, Matthews doesn't get a technical exception by virtue of having raised a militia company of volunteers. When the 1st Kansas was mustered into the Federal Army as a regular regiment within the Union Army, the War Department authorized Matthews to be mustered in as an officer. There's another incident of some dumbass in our comments that I talk about, also involving Matthews. I had a guy in my comments claim that this was fake because the pictured individual was a black Confederate soldier, to which I calmly replied, "Show your work." The guy comes back with several book citations, including the book Searching for Black Confederates by author Kevin M. Levin. Now, I own this book, both the digital and the hard copy. This book is explicitly about the fact that there are no black Confederates, and it conducts attempts to find any shred of proof to debunk it. So I took a selfie of me holding the book, posted it to the comments, and then proceeded to butt-fuck this ass clown soul right the fuck out of his body. And this is one of the reasons why I do what I do during Confederate Heritage Month. For the entire month of April, the Sons of Liberty is running a crowdfunding campaign on Indiegogo to create a year-long web series on Civil War history. We have over 80,000 subscribers on just YouTube alone, so if just 10% of them gave $5 each, we'd be well past our funding goal. Funding this campaign means that the Sons of Liberty admins get to take you on an exciting historical journey and, at the same time, help to educate or debunk, depending, various bits of Civil War history, myths, legends, and lies. Reminder that the Confederacy were traitors who betrayed the United States and tried to destroy the Union out of spite. Reminder that heritage, not hate, is lost cause horseshit. Reminder that the lost cause narrative is revisionist history bullshit. Reminder that the South seceded over slavery and economic factors tied to slavery. Also, another reminder that the Confederacy is a bunch of traitors who lost, got their asses kicked in a war that they started, and were forced to beg to be readmitted back into the Union. P.S. Your flag is a participation trophy. Die mad about it, fuckface. Hashtag not sorry, not sorry.
And now it's time for the throw punch!